All right. We're just going to wait a little bit, folks, just to get so everybody can get in. Then we'll go ahead and get started. Let's just wait a little bit, folks. Let's just give it a minute or two. Then I'll go ahead and get started with this interesting list that I have. So just give me a little bit of moment here. Let's see how everybody files in, and then we'll be set. All right, guys, we're just waiting a little bit before I go ahead and get started. So just give it another 10 seconds or so, then I'll go ahead and get started. What is up? What is going on, everybody? This is LC Muscles here, and I'm back in with another video for you guys today. And this is one topic I've been wanting to do for a little while, but unfortunately, I had not had a chance to really do it until now. Unfortunately, I was supposed to do this last night, but I had work, and I'm still working. Yes, I'm still working during this coronavirus crap. But yeah, I just wanted to probably delay it till Saturday. I figure it'd be get more views this way, so get more live people. So it's the weekend, so you can't go on that. So if you guys don't know what this category is, I did explain a little bit in my last video, and that is this is top 10 animations of 2010. What animations is, in my opinion, is I have 3 specific categories. I have top 3 cartoon shows / animes of the decade. I have top 3 internet animations of the decade, anything that can be found online on YouTube. And I also have 4 top animated movies of the 2010s. So with that being said, before I go into anything specific, I do have some honorable mentions, mainly for cartoons, because those are the ones I wanted to really go over. So I have some honorable mentions here for you guys. I have 5 in total that just barely missed the list. So starting off with the honorable mentions. No, Jerome, it's not futa hentai. That's not it. It's anime shows, not porn. We're not talking about porn here. That's completely different. Start off with honorable mentions. We're going to start off with 2 Genny Darkovsky projects. The first one is Primal. If you guys have not seen Primal, it is the Genny Darkovsky show based on pretty much the prehistoric times. It features a caveman and a dinosaur going and trying to survive. Basically, the first season's online on Adult Swim. It is absolutely incredible. Some of the best animation out there. Then my second honorable mention is Samurai Jack Season 5. I had to include it on the list because it's not a full show, but Samurai Jack Season 5 was absolutely fantastic. And it provided such a great ending that we've always wanted to see for Samurai Jack. So Terry Tarkovsky had a great decade for animation. Now, Maria Rule 34, that's not even close for me. That's not going to be anywhere near. That's some video game stuff. We're talking about animation in regards to cartoons, talking about TV shows, movies. That's internet shows. That's completely different. Video games is different. Then some honorable mentions. The next thing is from next 2 are from Roger Ogun Waco Ogun and Roger Black, and that is Brickleberry and Paradise PD. Paradise PD you can view on Netflix. Brickleberry is online. They are both great shows. I love Daniel Tosh's influence. The voice acting is great. Seeing Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, voice a park ranger and a police officer. It's pretty funny stuff. So definitely go check those out. They're both great. And last but not least, my last honorable mention is Rick and Morty. Yes, many people are going to be surprised it's not on my list, but here's the thing. Adult Swim saturated the hell out of this show. This show, literally, Rick and Morty, I've seen every episode at least 6 times. And that's not a good thing. Like, I really wanted to put Rick and Morty on the list, but unfortunately, I think it just barely missed out. It'd probably be my number 11. So, yeah, animation domination on Fox, I'm not really a fan of that kind of stuff. That really wasn't my kind of thing. And that was more internet and TV, so it wasn't my cup of tea personally, but I can see why people like animation domination. Some other honorable mentions that the shows that aren't going to be on this list that people would be thinking of: Regular Show, overrated as hell, the most overrated show of the decade. Steven Universe, I was not a fan of it personally. It's Stories are just too ridiculous for my taking. I'm just not a fan of the characters in general. Gumball, Amazing World Gumball, it was okay. Wasn't my kind of show. I do like some of the animation styles, pretty good. But with that being said, let's get into the overall top 10 animations of the decade. I'm going to go ahead and go through some internet animation, some TV shows, and with that being said, let's get started. So going in number 10 on my list, it is a cartoon show from Disney Channel, then the Disney Channel, that is Gravity Falls. If you guys don't know what Gravity Falls is, it's a mystery show, mystery wonder show on Disney Channel for a while. This was a show I did not get into at first until later on, until the second season. I watched the first season like to catch up on everything. Then I watched the second season. It's a pretty good show. The voice acting is really good. The creator Alex Hirsch has definitely had a great touch on this show. This mystery and everything. You never knew what's going to happen. The series finale was excellent. I really love the series finale. Love the villain in the show, Bill Cipher. He is awesome. I'll even show you guys. Hold on 1 second. This is one of my favorite pop figures, actually. Came from Gravity Falls, and this is Bill Cipher. So yeah, he is awesome. An awesome ass show. I really like Gravity Falls, even though I never thought I was going to like it at first. But yeah, it's my overall top 10. It's one of my favorite shows, the cartoon shows of the decade. And so it's my number 10. Coming in at number 9, I have two internet animations in a row, next to 9 and 8. The first thing is from the YouTube creator Tom Scott, and that is ASDF movies. Now, all these ASDF movies I got introduced from one of my friends when I used to work as Publix. I used to work at them. He introduced me to them, my buddy Ryan. And when I saw these, I was just laughing hysterically when I first saw these. All the ASDF movies are fantastic watches. If you can find them online, they're absolutely great, and you should definitely watch them. They are really great animation. The memes are great too. Some of the more memorable quotes, I like trains. And there are many, many other fantastic quotes in this show. The Mind Turtle. But it's just that animation in general is just great. I love it. It's simple animation, but it's fantastic to say the least. So ASDF movies, that's why it's my number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have something from Screw Attack. Yeah, Screw Attack, also known as Rooster Teeth, and that is the Death Battle series. But there's two death battles I wanted to feature on this list because of their animation fight scenes. And that is Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai and Deadpool versus The Mask. Both of these are fantastic fights. The scores are great. The fight scenes are great. Just how each character plays along with each other. It's great. Like Deadpool and The Mask are both great comedic characters, while Samurai Jack and Afro Samurai are both excellent swordsmen, and they are great samurais, and they have such a great duel on this bridge. It is fantastic. If you have not seen both of these death battles, I would highly recommend you do so, because eventually I want to do a top 10 death battles. Maybe after the season 7 episode, maybe after season 7's over, maybe next year. But I'd love to do a death battle list at some point. So yeah, death battles: Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai and Mask versus Deadpool. I had to include both on this list. So that's why it's my number 8. Coming in at number 7, one of the best and one of the first of 4 feature films on this list, and that is How to Train Your Dragon 2. How to Train Your Dragon 2 is the sequel to the 2010 classic How to Train Your Dragon, and this is the film that should have won over Big Hero 6. Even though I like Big Hero 6, this deserved the award. And unfortunately this year too, Toy Story 4 beat out How to Train Your Dragon 3, and it's sad because How to Train Your Dragon should at least win one honorable mention, one of Oscars. They should have won at least one. And this is the one to do it, because Big Hero 6, it's formulaic and predictable. Like, even though I liked the film at first, it was my number 10 originally in 2014. I just don't really view it the same way I do now. Like, some of the Disney films in the past, like, I don't view them the same way I do now. Even though Big Hero 6 does have some good characters in it, I still prefer How to Train Your Dragon 2, just so much better and just overall, the characters are better, the story's better, the twist that happens, it's a gut-wrenching twist. And How to Train Your Dragon 2, it's an epic film. It's definitely one of the masterpieces. It'll definitely be seeing it somewhere on my possible like top 10 best films of the decade. It may be honorable mention, we'll see, but that's why it's my number 7. Coming in at number 6 is my last internet animation, and this took the world by storm when it first came out. And what a freaking internet show this is. And this is, if you guys have not heard, yeah, I know it should be hard, but you'll understand why, Romy, that it's not my top animations category. It's gonna, you'll see why. But number 6 is something that's completely different, completely out there, and just one of those things on the internet you just have to see believe, and that is the Has Been Hotel. If you have not heard of Has Been Hotel, you gotta watch it immediately. When I first saw it came out online, I was a big skeptical at first, but holy shit, this is insane. Mainly because this is a show that looks this good. It looks incredible for being an internet animation, being done by only a small team of animators. It's incredible what they came up with. And because like How to Train Your Dragon, it's a huge studio. DreamWorks is a big studio. This is 1 to 3 people, maybe at a minimum, or maybe less, because it took them a long time to make this episode, and it's a 30-minute episode. It's not too long. If you love animation, love internet animation, it is definitely worth the watch. The characters are great, and it's definitely something you gotta watch if you have not seen it yet. And I highly recommend it. I think it's probably the best internet thing of the decade, even though people say, oh, the creator's racist, oh, the creator's stupid, all this other crap. Just stop it. The creator doesn't matter personally for me what these allegations are. As long as the animation is really that good, I would definitely highly recommend you see it. Like, dude, sometimes it can affect, sometimes the creator's vision can hurt a show. Like, for example, Clarence, it hurt a lot because the creator of that show was supposedly a pedophile. That it was tough to say, but this, you gotta view the work completely different from the character, because many people love Ren and Stimpy, but people hate John Kay. It's one of those things where you gotta really admire the creation of the show. You gotta admire the show for itself. And with that, Has Been Hotel's my number 6. Beating out How to Train Your Dragon, though, and making it into the top 5 for the animation category, the animated film, number 5 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Why put this over How to Train Your Dragon 2? This is a film like no other. Just how Sony Animation came out with this film out of nowhere and just put this film on the map. It is incredible. The jokes, the innuendos, all the characters in this movie are incredible. Miles Morales, Peter B. Parker, Spider-Noir, Spider-Ham, Penny Parker, all these Spider-Man's coming together and fighting off Kingpin in this movie, he actually has a good role and actually has a good reason why he's doing everything. And seeing what all these characters go through in this short amount of time, it is incredible. And this deserved to win Best Animated Feature Film, and thank God it won. This is a masterpiece of animation. With How to Train Your Dragon 2, I thought it was a damn perfect sequel and a fantastic movie, but this just being on a film on its own and possibly spinning off into more series, you might see more of this. I'm eager to see what Sony Animation does next. So yeah, with that being said, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is my number 5. Coming in at number 4, it's it was supposed to be the end of the series until this last year, but Toy Story 3. This was a film I did not look forward to as a kid, because I first saw in 2010 with my family. My parents never wanted to see it, but I'm like, oh, I'm too old for this kind of stuff. Oh, this thing's not going to be that good. Oh, all this other crap. But then I ended up loving this movie. And it was one of my top films of the 2010s. Because you'll probably see, this is another film you'll probably see on the best of the decade list. Like all these films will be at some point in my top 10 best of the decade or honorable mentions at least. Toy Story 3, though, was the perfect conclusion to the original Toy Story trilogy. I absolutely loved this movie, just with all the characters, what they go through, having one of the best Disney villains in Lotso Huggin' Bear. This is a film you need to see. If you have not seen this film, like if you only seen the first two but have not seen 3 or 4, I highly recommend you watch 3. But yeah, this is definitely a film you should go see right away. And that is Toy Story 3, which is my number 4. Coming in at number 3, I think is the best animated film of the decade, and that is Kubo and the Two Strings. What is there to say about this film? This is Laika's magnum opus, I feel. This is their magnum opus. This is a perfect Laika movie. The animation in this movie, the stop motion animation, the characters in this movie are all fantastic. The villain in this movie is great. Just this whole story is fantastic. How the main character Kubo is traveling along with Monkey in the Night to oh my god, I just really cannot keep gushing about this film enough. It is the magnum opus for animated films of this decade. It is the magnum opus, and you'll definitely see this in my top 10, probably even top 3 best films of the decade. Because this is just a masterpiece in animation. Unfortunately, thanks to stupid ass films like I'm trying to remember what it was. It wasn't. I'm trying to remember what this film was bleeding out by. I know one of them was absolutely terrible, but Kubo and the Two Strings, I absolutely loved this film. It unfortunately was not a financial success, which sucks, but because it didn't really resonate with other people. But this film resonated with me, and it's a film you need to see if you have not seen yet. It is Laika's best film, I think, and I don't think it's going to be topped by Laika. So that's why it's my number 3. Yeah, it's definitely better than Ice Age 5. Way better. Then the last two are the top 2 animation categories for me is the last 2 shows. Number 2 for me is something I never thought I was going to get this much into, especially for anime wise. I was in a period where I was hesitant to get into this first, but when I got into it, I absolutely loved it. Number 2 is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm including all 5 parts so far that have been animated. I did not expect to like this as much as I did, but watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for the first time, it is an experience. It is something that I absolutely loved all the parts. And maybe people thought, oh, Phantom Blood's not as good. You should just skip to part 3. No, you need to watch each and every part. Because I was really hesitant to get into this at first, but then when I started getting into the show, it became my new favorite anime of all time. Because One Piece, I love One Piece, and it'd probably be an honorable mention as well. But Nestor has been going on since 1999, and I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Right now with JoJo's, what I love about it is there's 8 different parts. There are 8 parts being drawn by the manga artist Hirohiko Araki, but we're still waiting on part 6. Hopefully it comes out soon. Then you got 7 and 8 eventually in the future, and we'll see what happens from there. But JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a fantastic anime. And David Productions, they're the best animation studio out there right now in Japan. They're the best ones. Even though Toei, they have issues and stuff like that, David Productions is incredible. And highly recommend you go see JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as soon as you can. Watch online, watch on Crunchyroll. So yeah, that's why it's my number 2. And coming in, obviously, number 1, I don't think this was going to get topped. Even though I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, this show in general just completely resonated with me. It's changed my outlook on life. It's made me appreciate more things in life. This is a show that made me laugh, made me cry, made me feel emotionally. And watching this series, I could say without a doubt it's my favorite animated show of all time. If not, it's in my top 3 favorite animated shows of all time. And it features a character that acts like a human, but is not really human. And that is, if you know what the picture is in this video, the main picture in this video, right before you tuned in, and that is BoJack Horseman. What can I say about this show that hasn't been said about everybody else? I'm going to keep things brief and just tell you about some of my favorite experiences of this show. This show, it does take some time to get into it first. Like the first few episodes are a little rough. I will say that about the show, what the one negative, true negative about it, but rewatching again, it is a little bit tougher compared to what comes after it. But this is a show that is just it is fucking life changing. This will make you have a humongous outlook on life, a brand new outlook, and just a show that just it changes how you really see people, what you see these characters go through, especially BoJack. I don't think I could really see myself viewing things differently now that I've seen the show. There are some classic episodes in this show. Like there are some that are even nominated for Emmys and have won Emmys. So this should be like a show that's considered one of the greatest of all time. Like Breaking Bad is my favorite TV, like live action show of all time. This is probably one of my favorite animated shows of all time. Like it's my favorite adult animated show of all time. That's for sure. It's easily my favorite adult show because this is something that just it's an animated show that features characters that are anthropomorphic animals, but they're more human than most people truly are. And you guys see what this show is about. It's all on Netflix. You can view all 6 seasons on Netflix. I highly recommend you do so because there are some episodes that are just groundbreaking pieces of animation, and you should highly watch it. And yeah, I say it's one of the best adult anime shows of all time. It's definitely my top 3 favorite shows of all time, and it's definitely something you should go see. So, with that being said, that's why it's my choice of number 1. And that is going to conclude it, guys. That is going to conclude my list of top 10 best animations of the decade, going over the internet animations, cartoon shows, and movies. If you guys liked what you saw, let me know in the comments below. What are your favorite animations of the decade? What are your favorite anime movies, cartoon shows? What are your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. See you guys later. Stay awesome and have a good one. Adios.